Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone had a wonderful day and I wish everybody a bright weekend ahead. Today I'm gonna get creative and share a recipe for potato sardine pastry loaf. So stick around and let's cook together. For the potato and sardine pastry loaf, I have here some potatoes peeled, washed, and cut into small pieces. Here I have my sardine in tomato sauce that I'm gonna use today. I'm using the Marshall sardine and I like to use the one in the tomato sauce. I'm gonna finish cutting up the potatoes and you wanna cut them into not too small, not too large pieces, and make sure when you're boiling your potato to cook it in a nice texture, not on the mushy side. So in the pot, we're gonna add some water to cook the potato. We're gonna add some salt to flavor the potatoes, and we will start our stove and cook the potatoes until they're nice and soft but not mushy. Now my potato is cooked, but it's not soft, it is still firm. I'm gonna mash the potato. So here are some of the fresh ingredients I'm going to be adding to my potato and sardine pastry loaf. I have some garlic cloves, I'm using some bell peppers, carrot, green chili, onion, cilantro. I'm going to chop these up finely and we'll move on to the next step. So all ingredients is prepped and ready for our potato sardine pastry loaf. The ingredients are nicely chopped. I have here some salt, paprika, frozen green peas, my mashed potato, some black pepper, and my sardine. We're gonna head on over to the stove and we'll put these amazing ingredients together. I just added my sardine into the pan. I like to cook the sardine a little before I eat them, and sardines are very high in protein. They are very beneficial to our brain health, and sardine goes perfectly well for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and I love to have a nice piece of toasted bread with some sardine on top. It is delicious. So today I want to add this to my dish, but for all my vegetarian friends who are watching, you can leave the sardine out and still make this delicious potato loaf with some vegetable instead. Mushroom will go amazing with some tomato sauce. Now that the sardine is cooking up a little, I'm gonna add my frozen green peas. I'm adding my ingredients close to the end because I still want to have that crunch and rich flavor in our potato sardine loaf. So we're going to go in with the onions and garlic. And we're going to let this cook for about a minute or so. And I like how it's looking. Colors make me happy in my dish. I eat with my eyes. So now we're gonna add our pepper, green chili, and the bell peppers. This is gonna add sweetness and texture and color to the dish. So we will mix everything in. Look how nice this is looking. So rich and vibrant and really moist and delicious. We're gonna cook those peppers for about a minute before we add the next ingredient. I do not add additional salt to my sardine. I find that the sardine itself comes with enough flavor. You can always add more to your own likings. I'm gonna go in with my cilantro and my carrots now, and we will mix this in and turn off the stove. because I don't want to lose that flavor from the carrots and the cilantro. This is perfectly done here from me. I'm gonna let it cool off a little. So we're gonna start putting our potato sardine pastry loaf together. I'm gonna go in with some salt for our potatoes. We're gonna go in with some black pepper. And we want to flavor up the potato well, because potato doesn't have any kind of flavor, it's just a bland taste. Now we're gonna add some paprika for a little bit of heat and flavor. And we will mix those up together. Right away, the paprika gives a beautiful color to the potatoes. We're gonna add our sardine and all that vegetable it was frying into. Make sure when you're trying this recipe to let your sardine cool down before you add it to the potatoes. And the sardine will add really nice flavor, color, and those vegetables would add a nice texture to our potato. This is all flavors going on here. So we're gonna nicely mix everything and combine them together so all the flavors can distribute evenly. It smells amazing. And this can be eaten just as it is here. I love the color. When you make it with the sardine in tomato sauce, this is the color you're gonna get. If you don't like the tomato sauce one, you can go ahead and use the sardine in brine or oil. So to put our potato sardine pastry loaf together, I have here the pastry dough that I knead ahead of time, and I had it sitting in my fridge. We're gonna use this to make the outer layer of our loaf. So let me show you how I prepare the dough. It is so easy, simple, and anybody can do this. These are the ingredients I'm using today. We have some cold butter, some Crisco shortening, ice cold water, some dried flour, and some all-purpose flour. I'm gonna go in with my Crisco shortening, butter. I'm gonna go in with my hands and well incorporate the butter and the Crisco shortening into the flour until I have a nice wet sandy consistency before we start adding the water and kneading the dough. Remember to only use ice cold water for this recipe. You will get the best results in your dough, and make sure that your dough is not too sticky or too hard, and you just have the perfect firm dough. After kneading the dough, you will have to leave the dough in the fridge for about half an hour to 2 hours, or until you are ready to prepare your delicious pastry to get the best flaky and delicious result. So I hope you will try this way when you're making your pastry. Look how beautiful, nice, and soft the flour is. I'm gonna wrap it up in a plastic wrap, and in the fridge it goes. So I'm gonna cut this dough in half, about quarters, a little bit less than half on one side, and you will see why I'm doing that. I'm gonna add some flour on the surface, and then we're gonna roll this dough out. So I'm gonna roll this off flat as if we're making a roti dough. And working with dough is one of my favorite things to do. So I just roll out the dough in this shape here, a nice long shape and thin as this here. I add the dough on a parchment paper in a rectangular shape baking dish. We're gonna add our potato mixture on the dough, just like when we're making a loaf. I'm gonna try to get all into the pan, and then I'll start squaring up the filling. So this is what I did. I just make a loaf out of the potato, sardine, and vegetable filling, and I have my dough on the bottom. That's the pastry dough. So now the next step is to take the other half of the dough, and we're gonna cover the top of this filling. So let me roll out the next half and we will show you the next step. So for the larger part of the dough now, to cover the top, we're gonna roll this out a little bit thinner than the last one, and this one have to be bigger than the last one as well, so it can cover the entire top of our loaf. So this is how big I roll out the top part of the dough. I'm gonna take this dough now and we're gonna cover our loaf here. Ta-da! And then what we're gonna do, we're gonna cut out all the excess. So I wanna make sure that I'm covering the entire loaf like that. Look at this. Amazing! And then just gonna get out the excess here now with my knife. So we want to get out the excess, but make sure we have enough just to seal the sides of the loaf. So this is the technical part, because you want to make sure that you have here enough to seal our loaf. You just press it down like this with your fingers, and it's just a beautiful loaf to look at. Look at that. So I'm gonna do the same here. I'm gonna cut off the excess here, just a little bit. It's kind of very tricky to do this part here. And then you want to make sure that the sides are sealed again. And this is how beautiful it looks. I can't tell you guys how excited I am. I love to deal with anything that's involved in cooking, creative work, making new things and all that. So now the next thing I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna brush it with some egg wash to give it a beautiful finish. I preheated my oven on 350 degrees, and we will cook this for about 15 to 20 minutes. That's all we need for the pastry dough to cook, because the filling is already cooked. The potato and the sardine and veggies are already cooked. And that's all that it takes. It's so simple and so delicious, and everyone will love this. So with my leftover dough, I'm sending a message to all my viewers and subscribers. And this loaf is made with love. So I'm gonna put this in my oven now, and we will check it back in about 15 to 20 minutes. So here is the finished product, and look how beautiful it's done. Look at that. To perfection. Look at the edges are well sealed. I still have it on the parchment paper. So when you're making this, you want to put it on a parchment paper in your baking dish because it's easy for you to lift out and take it out. If you don't have the parchment paper, then it's going to be hard for you to take it out. Look at that, made with love and so beautiful that I don't even want to cut it tonight. But it is our dinner, so I'm going to cut now and let you all see how it looks. So we're going to go in just like when you're cutting a loaf of bread. And that's, oh my God, it smells like freshly baked chicken patties. That's how it smells. I just want to, oh my goodness gracious. Let's see the inside. This is just a beautiful, look at that. Look at the filling here. Amazing. Well filled. And I'm gonna put that here and look at this in here. Look at that. Beautiful. The aroma when you cut into it is amazing. So if you never had this, please give it a try. You can use it as breakfast, you can use it for a lunch, you can use it for dinner, for snack time, for any time of the day. So I'm gonna get my taste tester and she will reveal the test for us. So here is our plate. I'm serving up my potato sardine pastry loaf with some asparagus cooked in garlic butter and some zucchini. So this is dinner right here and we have a taste tester.
Hi.
Let us know, Natalie, how you like our loaf. Dig in. Look how nice and soft and moist that is. Get a piece of the crust and let us know what you think.
Oh my God, Mom, it's so flavorful and spicy.
Is it spicy?
Yes.
Yeah?
Give a big thumbs up, subscribe, and ring that bell so you can get our latest videos. Bye for now.